What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga. And for anime only fans, this is a time of the month where a lot of the content that you guys are going to see on the channel is going to be spoiler heavy. However, if you're still here, I'm assuming that you guys have read the last Boruto manga chapter and you don't care about me talking about spoilers. So I think right now we need to have a real conversation about Code killing Sasuke Uchiha, and I think that it's a conversation that does have some merit here. I know someone's like, wait, how is Code gonna be that powerful? So if you read the last Boruto manga chapter, one thing that you do know is that Code has an imperfect karma seal. Code's karma seal does not allow him to actually become a vessel for an Otsutsuki's soul. However, according to Isshiki, that karma seal does have Isshiki's will in it now, and that karma seal that Code has does bestow upon him the power of an Otsutsuki. And so one of the last remaining members of the Kara organization, and the only one that we've not seen fight, now has gotten a power up. When you look at Naruto and Sasuke, Naruto's gotten 200 times weaker. For people wondering where I got that 200 times multiplier from, go back to Naruto chapter 315. Naruto is stated to have, without the Kyuubi's chakra, a chakra pool that is 4 times bigger than a elite Jonin like Kakashi. Using 1/2 of the Kyuubi's power, Naruto had a 100 times multiplier because it's stated that Yamato was suppressing the Kyuubi's chakra. If he wasn't, then Naruto would be 100 times. In Naruto chapter 692, the Sage of Six Paths says, Kurama, go get back into your cage inside of Naruto. So off screen after the Sasuke fight, Naruto got the other half of the Kyuubi. Naruto's now gotten significantly weaker, and Sasuke, because he's lost that Rinnegan, Sasuke's been significantly depowered as well. And so when you take a character like Code and you take the unknown factor of the karma seal, we don't know what the multiplier for a karma seal is, but the fact is that it's still a multiplier. And so if you start seeing that, let's just say that Code is half as strong as Sasuke currently is now, before he actually starts using that karma multiplier, then by default, if that karma multiplier is say 10 times that, he's going to be able to stomp Sasuke. And I think that one thing you have to kind of keep in mind is that Isshiki is well aware that Naruto, that power was coming at the expense of Naruto's life. And so Isshiki felt confident enough that Code was going to be strong enough to actually stop Boruto and stop Kawaki and feed them to the Ten Tails. He felt confident enough that he's telling them the names of people that betrayed him. So my guess on this is that Code, when he uses that karma ability, now that these characters are significantly weaker, Code should be strong enough to actually do it. Now, what I will say is, I know people are like, don't kill Sasuke no matter what. Sasuke's like the golden goose or chicken or whatever that expression is, the golden bull, whatever that expression is, basically saying you don't touch him. Sasuke's precious, Naruto's precious. Well, we just killed Kurama. Kurama is part of Naruto. And I've lived through this with Masashi Kishimoto, reading the manga weekly. Whenever he decides to go on a killing spree, it's usually over the course of a 2-3 year stretch where Kishimoto starts subtly ticking the bodies off. And so when you look at the time skip, one thing that we do know about Boruto is that he's got Sasuke's cloak, he's got Sasuke's sword, he's got Sasuke's headband. Now, why Boruto got the scar, we don't know. We don't know. But we do know he's got Sasuke's cloak and sword. And so the reason why this is so important is if Boruto's got that stuff, there's a good chance that Sasuke's actually dead. And I can think of no better way to actually kill off Sasuke than to have it be in this revenge fashion right here. However, if anything from this Kurama stuff has taught us anything, is that you can have a good idea and it can be something that is done to actually raise the stakes and done to actually create more conflict. However, it's got to be executed properly. And so I think that if you go this route, you have to avoid what you actually did with the Kurama stuff. Again, I think that killing Kurama was a good idea. I will defend that. But I don't think it was executed the best. But I think that it was a good idea. I think that the same thing is true with Sasuke. If you start killing characters like that, you need to make sure it is an impactful death. And that also means that the artwork has to step up, because if you take the dialogue boxes away from a lot of these panels, it's a lot of bland expressions. We need the dialogue to actually know how people are actually feeling in a lot of these situations. I'm just gonna say what it is. Like, it's not cap. Compare some of the emotional moments, what you got in the Naruto manga, and then compare what you got with Ikimoto. Ikimoto's had 5 years worth of drawing the Boruto manga. I'm gonna take my kid gloves off with the guy. But what I will say is that because Sasuke's significantly weaker now, there's no better way to actually start generating heat for the character of Code than to actually have Sasuke be the person he kills off. Now, it just comes down to when you actually do it. Do you do it after the time skip, when Sasuke's had time to train Boruto for a significant amount of time off screen? If that's something you do, sure, you can go for it. Because a lot of people are like, oh, we ain't seen Boruto and Sasuke train. Well, the fact is that when it comes to Naruto and Jiraiya, all their training and the time skip happened off screen. The anime gave us a few extra looks into their training, but the manga didn't show us that. The manga, it all happened off screen. We've already seen Sasuke and Boruto train for an extended period of time during the actual tuning exams. So we've already gotten that little checklist there off on the board. However, I think that if you start going this route, that's a good way to get heat on the character Code, and that's also a good way to start actually scaling the character Code, and it's also a way that you can start moving on fully from Naruto and Sasuke, because I'm a staunch believer. If they're going to go this route, they should have actually went ahead and killed one of these characters sooner. I feel like that's something that should have actually happened at this point. Boruto's supposed to start losing everything at some point. I think that that's a good way to actually start it right here, where Boruto starts to lose one of the most precious people in his life. All this stuff, I don't agree with when people say Sasuke's been disrespected, because this is one of those things where there's a nostalgia bias. Naruto Gaiden came out in 2015. All this shit that people bitch about, Sasuke being out of chakra, Sasuke not fighting at full power, all that shit started in Naruto Gaiden in 2015, and guess what? Guess who wrote the story for that? Guess who drew it? Masashi Kishimoto. So on one hand, he's gotten rid of the Rinnegan. Sasuke's not going to have the issues of always being out of chakra, because his Rinnegan jutsu that Sasuke had were chakra draining jutsu. So we're going to be able to see Sasuke fight for a longer period at full power, but we're not going to see Sasuke be able to use Rinnegan jutsu, so it's a bit of a trade-off at this point. However, I think that if you have someone like Code actually take down Sasuke, as long as it's actually done in a way to where it's executed right, I think that's something that can absolutely work. However, I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about this? Do you guys think that Code should kill Sasuke? Let me know down in the comment section below, but as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.